Hi everyone, welcome to our virtual Meet the Teacher night. I'm coming to you from our 3 Pink classroom for this year. My name is Mrs. Townsend, formerly Miss Gray, and I'll be running you through our slides tonight, explaining some information about the class this year, and hopefully this will answer any questions you've had for your child. Hopefully I'll be able to answer them on our video today. So as I just said, my name is Mrs. Townsend and formerly Miss Gray. I recently got married 1 month ago, 3 weeks, 1 month ago, and I took a short absence of leave to go on my honeymoon. I've just featured a little photo there so you can see what myself and my husband look like, and also my cake, because one of my favorite things that I like is having coffee and cake. I've got a bit of a sweet tooth. I've been working at Rydalmere Public School for 7 years now, and I'm also the 3 to 6 assistant principal. I'm really looking forward to teaching Year 3 this year. I've been on 5-6 for the last couple of years, and I'm really excited to come down to Year 3 because it will give me the full range of teaching 3 to 6 and the understanding of what it means to be a 3 to 6 assistant principal, which I'm really passionate about. So this term for literacy in writing, we are looking at narrative writing, and then next term in term 2, we'll be looking at persuasive writing. This is to help build students' skills before the NAPLAN, and we're unaware before NAPLAN whether it will be narrative or persuasive text that the students have to write, so we make sure that they're prepared by going over both styles of writing in detail. We use the 7 steps to writing success as a guide, and students have been prepared in this in Year 2, ready for Year 3, so it's not something that's completely new for them. Using the story graph just provides a really good mental visual for students when they're writing their story to have the build up in what's happening in their story. This term we're really focusing on using descriptive vocabulary and thinking about other words for said and things like that, as well as writing texts that are of a longer amount, and as well as being creative with what they're writing. In reading this term, we're looking at our Super 6 strategies, which students are also already familiar with, of summarising, visualising, predicting, monitoring, questioning, and making connections. Building our inferencing skills is also a really important skill that we're looking at this term. It's one of those skills that students are using where we would describe it as maybe reading between the lines, and it's one of the ones that they find a bit trickier, and this is another important skill that we're helping build for them for NAPLAN. Those questions where they go, I'm not sure, or there's the 4 answers for multiple choice and there's 2 that sound really similar. We're looking at how they can differentiate between them to choose the correct one and identify the correct one using their comprehension skills. This term we'll be looking at a whole class text study, and we also focus on individualized reading goals through small group reading sessions where students' levels are targeted, whether that be looking at their fluency, their comprehension, their decoding skills, whatever their individualized reading goal is, we will look at that through small group instruction. And then the whole class text study focuses on using these skills all at the same time. For maths this term, we're focusing on building students' skills throughout the term, particularly in multiplication and division, as well as fractions as a focus, but you can see the spread of what we're doing across the term. We're also doing time at the moment, and time is looking at reading the time to 1-minute intervals. So if you would like to look at that with your kids at home, that would be a great easy way of something you could do with them at home. We're looking at digital and analog clocks and reading them to the 1 minute and saying it's 20 to 4, or using those past or quarter past 4, those types of language when reading time. As I mentioned, we are looking at multiplication and division, and it's really important that students are starting to look at their times tables, starting to memorize them, understand that it's groups of, and then later in the year we'll be applying this to division facts as well. Students are placed in groups for maths. They're very flexible depending on what we look at in terms of their assessments, whether that be teacher observations weekly or as well as exit slips or formative assessments that we do, which are more formal throughout the term. In history this term, we're looking at first contacts, and this will be taught by Miss Macris Weekly, who is one of our newer RFF teachers this year. She's also part of our COVID support program, so she will be taking the class for lessons like history, whilst myself will be withdrawing students to work with them to catch them up, so to speak, on anything that was lost learning during home learning. We have... Sorry, you might have just heard the bell go, so I just paused the recording while the bell was going. But for science this term, students will be looking at Earth and space, and these will be weekly lessons taught with Miss Lynn. For PDHPE, students will be looking at healthy eating and physical activity as well as drug education. We do have a new PDHPE syllabus this year that we're implementing, so teachers are working hard to look at how we make new units that match the new syllabus. So it is a bit more of an integrated approach to teaching PDHPE as opposed to just being drug education, child protection, road safety as standalone units. They're incorporating things like healthy eating and physical activity, as you can see here, which is really exciting to see that the new PDHPE syllabus is reflecting the current lifestyle needs of students across New South Wales. And these lessons will be taught by Miss Macris as well. On Wednesdays, we have fitness, which is done by Dance Fever Multisport, and on Fridays we'll be doing sport class lessons. So this term we'll be focusing on building student skills for leading up, I guess, to PWSA starting in term 2 and 3. So we'll be looking at netball skills as well as soccer skills. And then if they would like to try out for the teams early next term, that will be available for them, but just developing their skills in game skills in sport this term. Library will be on a Wednesday, so if students would like to borrow a book to take home, they can bring in a bag then, and we will also be returning books on the Wednesday afternoon then as well. So if you could assist your child by making sure that any books they need to return are packed in their bag on a Wednesday, that would be appreciated. We have our hats now, so we have the policy of no hat, play under the collar, but it is really important that students have a hat. I always offer them as well if they would like to leave their hat in their tote tray so that it's easier for them not forgetting it between home and school. So that's always an option for your child if you would like for them to leave their hat in their tote tray. But yeah, it's really important that they have their hat, and also really important as well that it's labelled probably multiple times somewhere around the hat. That way they can always make their way back to us. This term for home learning, we have Mathletics, which most of you should be familiar with. I will set tasks on the Monday of the week, and students can work through them. If you are having any issues with Mathletics in terms of the level or ability or the amount of tasks being set, or a login goes missing or anything like that, please just let me know, and I'm happy to talk about it and work it out so that it matches your child's needs. Home reading, we will do the home readers on a Monday afternoon as well. We will change the readers. Again, if you have any feedback or you feel like you need more books, less books, or the level is not quite right or anything like that, please just let me know, because it's such an easy, quick fix for us to work on. So yeah, just let me know. I will just quickly mention as well that we do have assignments this term. So we have a writing assignment this term, as well as our speaking and listening topic. So if you could just work on your children with that, that would be really appreciated. It helps build their skills ready for later primary, upper primary, and then heading into high school. But it's really important that this is the foundation time for them to build those independent skills at home. This is just some quick information on scripture, birthdays, and assemblies. At this stage, we aren't able to have any parents on site for assemblies, but we're really hoping that that can change heading to term 2. Hopefully, a bit of a less COVID-free world happening. Attendance is just about absences, late arrival, early leave, and morning arrival. It's really important. I can't stress enough that your child is here on time at 9 o'clock, because once they come in at 9, we mark the roll and we start teaching straight away. So even that 10 minutes of coming at 9:10, 9:15 regularly will disrupt your child's learning, because it means then that they are coming in either halfway through instruction, or they're having to get caught up on instruction and then quickly get started to an activity. The canteen is open on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I really encourage you to use the school app for ordering your child's lunch, and you can also order ice creams on the school app, so I encourage you to get that. The link is available every fortnight, and this is our best form of communication with upcoming dates. We also have our school Facebook page, which is regularly updated with what's going on around the school and any important information for the next day. Just some extra information about, I guess, Year 3 and helping your child prepare for their year of Year 3 learning. So, as I mentioned before, we have PWSA in term 2 and 3, and we will have soccer and netball teams for this. So if your child is interested in these things, they'll be trained, they'll be given the time to practice on Friday during sport, but if you want to do any extra practice with them, that would be great as well. We do have NAPLAN scheduled for term 2, and it will be back to sort of normal proceedings as far as we've heard so far. This is not something to cause anxiety for your child. However, I guess it is a big change for them coming into Year 3. By the time they get to Year 5, they're like, oh, it's nothing, NAPLAN's, or that old thing again. But I guess once they're coming into Year 3, it can be a little bit overwhelming or daunting for them, having to do an test that they haven't heard of before, and they might see it on the news, and then they're thinking, oh, this thing on the news, NAPLAN, now I'm sitting here doing it. So just talk to your child about it in terms of the fact that it's just something that you have to do. It's one day of your life, whatever you get done or whatever you get down, there's no problems with that. And we do things in class to help them prepare for that, in terms of making sure that their technology skills are up to date on the computers, as well as giving them time frames for their work when they're writing and things like that, so they're used to the pressure of doing something in 40 minutes or that type of thing. And at this stage, we do have camp scheduled for term 4, so that will be really exciting, something to look forward to at the end of the year. And that's all from me, so thank you so much for listening. Please don't hesitate to contact me. Send an email to the school email address, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, or I will be able to give you a call. I'm really looking forward to teaching your children this year, and I'm really excited to teach Year 3. So hopefully I can see all your faces soon. Thank you.